Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome in to the John J. Moore Athletic and Fitness Center. Coach Charlie Brown court for tonight's New Jersey Athletic Conference women's volleyball action between the perennial power Ospreys of Stockton University and a program seeking to get back there, the Gothic Knights of New Jersey City University. Two programs that a decade ago met in back-to-back conference championship matches, each team winning one of them. Stockton since then has won 8 conference titles, but haven't won one in 2 years. That's because Kane has won the last pair. Be a big test for the Gothic Knights tonight, who've already taken on the other two top teams in the league in Kane and Montclair last week. So third consecutive match for NJCU against one of the top 3 programs in the standings in the league this year. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching this match here on GothicVision. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Give you NJCU's lineup, and then we'll give you Stockton's. So for NJCU, take a look right here as it comes up on our screen. At setter, freshman Katrina Nguyen out of Union, New Jersey, one-time NJAC Rookie of the Week. In the middle, we have two of them. Diana Trachimovic, number 9, the senior captain out of Linden. The other middle is Leah Sykendick, the 6'2 sophomore from Hoboken. Your outsides tonight, number 28, Stephanie Duque, 5'10 out of North Bergen, the senior. The other outside is 6'1 sophomore Lola Vega out of Jersey City. And the right side will be number 13, Zariel Chandler, freshman, 5'6 out of East Orange. With Bella Sunahara injured tonight, Madeline Lopez will get the start at libero. Let's take a look at the starters for Stockton. See if they can come up here. They don't seem to want to come up, so we'll just have to read them to you. For Stockton, junior middle, 5'9", out of Edgewater, New Jersey, is Francesca Gustavi. Sarah Walsh, number 5, a 5'9" junior out of Flemington, New Jersey. Christy Lauer, she's a 5'8" junior from Clifton, New Jersey, is on the outside. Julie Kohlhoff, 6'2" junior middle out of West Islip, New York. Charlotte Leone, 6' junior right side from North Part, New York. Emily Sullivan, one-time NJAC Player of the Week this year, 5'9" junior from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Very good program there in Bridgewater. And the senior libero is number 17, Natalie Miller. She's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She is a senior. So just about set for set number 1. Producer-director tonight is Angelo Romano from the men's soccer program. On camera also from men's soccer is Orlando Alcantara. On the floor and on the high camera is JJ Bertuzzi, our statisticians tonight. From NJIT, Miles Rudnick, along with our own Nina Carbonero and Emma Herrick. That's our crew tonight on a Tuesday night where majority of my staff actually has class or baseball practice. So our other crew, our spring crew, working a fall event on a Tuesday night. Gothic Knights will have their hands full tonight. Stockton is 14-2 overall. The Knights are 5-8. They split their last action in Towson, Maryland this weekend, losing to Goucher, the host team 3-0 before coming back to beat Delaware Valley. That snapped a 6-match losing streak. And the Gothic Knights with the early lead as Emily Sullivan's serve is short. Zariel Chandler, who had 9 kills on the road against Kane in a loss to the 2-time defending conference champions on Thursday, will serve first. A little floater. Tip is going to fall. Oh, no! Lopez digs it with her foot! Speaking of soccer. Oh, and no second opportunity as Charlotte Leone puts it away. Oh, what a save there for Madeline Lopez. Emily Sullivan, the setter for Stockton. She is their lone returning first-team all-conference player. I want to keep it. Can I keep it? Oh, the referee's Laura's making me give it back. I thought that was a pretty good catch there. The best part, they did not go over the coffee at the scorer's table. So that is an ace for Stockton. They lead 2-0. Chandler. Vega. And that is a double block. Double block by Gustavi and Sarah Walsh. Walsh averaging 0.3 blocks a game. Gustavi averaging 0.6, which is quite a bit. Good swing back row there by Duque. A free ball coming over. Oh, miscommunication. They recover just in time, and sending it over is Nuenden. Pushed outside. Good set and dug up by Nuenden. And then a dump into the back corner by Leon. Leon hitting .243 in the year. She's averaging 2.62 kills and 2.95 points a set. And that serve by Lauer is long. We'll have a substitution, and for the first time at home this year, we'll see Nicole Pitar, freshman out of Union City, New Jersey. She came out mid-year. She is the younger sister of former NJCU standout Aileen Pitar, who was a former NJAC player and Rookie of the Week. And that swing on the right side by Leon is put away. Pitar still not completely in volleyball shape, having been out of action since the end of her high school career. So she is slowly working her way back, getting her timing back, which is the most important part of the entire equation. Volleyball, more than probably any other of the larger team sports, is a timing sport. Speaking of timing, Lola Vega times that perfectly, finds a useful spot in front of the diving Natalie Miller, and the Stockton lead is 2. Lola Vega, 6'1" sophomore from Jersey City, will serve. Leaves it short, a good spot, and then swung and put away by Walsh. Sarah Walsh averages 2.9 kills, averaging a .211 hitting percentage on the year. Stockton, 2 kills and 4 swings thus far. Running that one down is Nuenden, and hitting that cross court is Duque. Vega gets there. Nuenden pushes it out. Duque swings away. That is dug up by Sophia Marziello's now in the match. Chandler's there for the dig, and then on the return, it's Sullivan, the Bridgewater, New Jersey native, with the winner. So on paper, obviously not a match you would expect the Gothic Knights to win. You never obviously go out there with the defeatist attitude, but Stockton obviously is arguably the premier program in the conference, and the Knights are building themselves back up. Justin Beaumont in his first year at the head of the program. This is a match that if you pull a set out, obviously that will open some eyes. But more than anything, after playing a lot of volleyball in the first month of the season, 13 matches, this is a match that's going to allow Coach Beaumont, Coach Michael Kutcha, and his assistants, Camilla Davila, Amber O'Donnell, the 4 of them, to kind of really assess where the program is. How much growth have been able to have thus far in the year as Duque splits the block. And if you're able to compete against a very, very good Stockton program, one of the best teams in the New York region, if not the best, when those regional rankings come out in a few weeks, really can set them up for a growth during the second half of the year. That is a wicked smash by Walsh, junior out of Hunterdon Central in Flemington, New Jersey. Substitution for Stockton. Substitution will be Grace Brandt. She's a junior out of Floral Park, New York. Chandler. Good swing there, dug up by Lauer, and that's sent over. Outside, Chandler again, who jumps very high, again dug up by Lauer, and a free ball opportunity here for the Knights. They go back to Chandler a third time. And this time they keep it alive off the net. New Endon can't get there, and it's a point for Stockton. Oh, Chandler, they kept feeding the rookie out of East Orange in 3 great swings, but Stockton each time was able to dig it up, and the Gothic Knights down 10-4 will call timeout. So 10-4 your score. Stockton in front after head coach Justin Beaumont calls timeout. And be a free ball opportunity. Oh, dug up by Duque. Chandler, that is dug up by Marziello, and Stockton ultimately with the kill. The whole point started, though, with a bad pass. Cannot express enough how important that first pass is to the rest of the sequence. Another bad pass. This time Lopez gets aced. And Stockton with a commanding lead early on. It was close for a while, but Stockton making the pull away here in game 1. And we'll have a sub. It'll be Haley Green, a sophomore, out of Springville, Utah. I actually know where that is, as I did a 5-state road trip with my family this summer, and we drove through Springville. As that is put away. A little roll shot there that falls between Haley Green and Sophia Marziello. So the Knights finally with the side out. Maddie Lopez, who is starting in place of the banged-up Bella Sunahara. Speaking of West Coast players, Sunahara from Colorado. That is blocked back by Chandler and Seikendick. This another time, cross-court, Chandler digs it up. Vega from the back row. And Stockton couldn't get it over after a pretty good pass by Brandt. And the Knights have scored back-to-back. They've cut the deficit in half. It's 12-6. That is blocked back. I'm not so sure that ever went over. And a tip attempt by Kohlhoff is the winner. Substitution, Stockton going deeper into the bench. And Grace Brandt's sister, Alice Brandt, also out of Floral Park, obviously. Back to serve, it's 13-6. Chandler, New Endon, Chandler straddling the 10-foot line, sends it deep. Oh, sneaky play by Emily Sullivan. Sending it over on 2, well disguised. And the Knights are going to call their second timeout, trailing 14-6 in game number 1. You're watching NJCU Women's Volleyball here on GothicVision. Stockton up 14-6 in game 1. After the timeout, still serving is Stockton. Alice Brandt. Chandler's swing is long. Stockton is coached by Allison Walker in her 15th season. Seikendick, that's blocked back and then dug over. Oh, a great swing in the middle by Francesca Gustave, the North Jersey product out of Edgewater and Leonia High School. And it's 16-6. All right, guys, we are back on the air. We apologize as that attack went right into the scorer's table and knocked out our computer and our graphics card. It was a perfectly placed kill. And so we unfortunately lost the last 4 or 5 points. Got to control where the ball goes because this equipment is delicate, as we saw right there. So we are back. Stockton took a 16-6 lead. Since then, before we got knocked off, they have increased it to 22-9. So apologize for the fact that we lost those 9 points. Gothic Knights trying to get into double figures here in set number 1. Oh, and a double block. Vega and Seikendick. That's how you get into double figures. See if we have that from the net cam. That would be the perfect angle. In the meantime, 22-10, and into serve. It'll be Nicole Pitar. She sends it long. Looks like the camera moved, unfortunately, so we don't have the best angle. We'll have to fix that in between sets. 23-10, and into serve is number 17, Natalie Miller, the libero tonight for the Ospreys. Chandler from the back row. Miller, as we say her name, with a great dig, and a perfect dump into the back corner on the line by Emily Sullivan. And Stockton has set point, leading 24-10. Vega, that is short Stockton. Winners in game number 1, 25-10. They lead 1-0. We'll be back for set number 2 in just a bit. Stockton leading 1-0. There you see the net cam here on Coach Charlie Brown court as NJCU Stockton getting set for set number 2. Ospreys with the 25-10 victory in the opening game. So Katrina Nguyen will serve to begin game number 2. And a double block in the middle. It's Chandler and Seikendick with the stuff. We'll take a look at that one in a moment from the net cam, which we're going to looking for a sponsor for. Oh, a big swing. Duque is there. Chandler dug up by a diving Walsh. Play continues. Chandler again off the top of the block. Dug up by Sullivan. Sent deep. Lopez is there. Nguyen, back row. Duque. It's, oh, what a save by a diving Sullivan, but a carry is called. Two nothing Knights here in game 2. Good floater. Duque there to dig up the Leon attack. And then sent deep. That's the second time that she's hit that direct spot. Emily Sullivan, first team all-conference a year ago. The junior continues to impress in a league with a couple very good setters. Kane and Montclair. Also, excellent setters, and you can see when your setter can attack and play cerebral volleyball, what you can get from that position. Little roll shot is on the line for Walsh. And back to serve will be Christy Lauer, another North Jersey product out of Clifton, a Mustang. In the middle, Seikendick rolls it wide. Again, Ira Thorough with you live here in Jersey City, October 1st, 2019, as the calendar shifts to a new month. And we're deeper into the fall season, about halfway through. Good roll shot there by Vega, has to be dug up by Walsh coming in. Seikendick gets a piece of it, the Knights. Duque, back row. Oh, kept alive by Lauer, and another free ball here. Blocked back, and a double block by Gustavi and Leon, who close off the pin. And Stockton, after falling behind 2-0, has put up the last 4 points. Till that one goes long. On the left there in the blue, you see Allison Walker, mentioned earlier, her 15th season. Muhlenberg College graduate. She is a 5-time NJAC Coach of the Year in her first 14 years. Obviously, this year is to be determined who wins that award. Has kept Stockton as a perennial power for her entire tenure. And a useful spot there by Charlotte Leon. I'm pretty sure that Walker is actually the second longest tenured coach in the league, behind only the legendary Sandy Farrella, the head coach of William Patterson who is in her, I think, her 40th year. But 40 years, 15 years. That's a big difference between your first and second longest tenured coach. But Walker, still in her early 40s, has done a tremendous job with that program. Justin Beaumont, first year as head coach of the Knights. Oh, what a dig by Katrina Nguyen. Second opportunity, this time Chandler there to dig up the attempt by Kohlhoff, and this time into the net. Oh, great defense by the Knights, but not enough offense, and NJC will talk it over. Justin Beaumont, his first year at the head coach of his alma mater, slowly beginning the process of rebuilding this club. A decade ago, this team was in the conference finals 3 years in a row, winning the 2005 NJAC title, winning 30 matches the following year, although getting upset in the conference final to Stockton. And it's going to take some time. But Beaumont, who runs one of the top club programs in the state of New Jersey, Side Out Sports, and has contacts all across the country from his club and professional playing days. Trying to build his own version of a culture here with the program and see if the Knights, 4 years from now, I think that would be a fair timeline, can get back to that top spot in the league. I always say 4 years because I think you need to give any head coach, especially when they come in, Justin came in August as the new coach of the program, taking over for Coach Bobby Cole, who moved into an administrative role with the Knights. And that is an ace for Stockton. Chalk up the ace for Alice Brandt. Coach Cole coached the program for 5 years. Coach Beaumont comes in and obviously will want to put his own flavor, his own culture on the program. So didn't get a chance to recruit this year. And I think it's only fair with any coach to give them 4 years. That way they have a chance for their first recruiting class to become upperclassmen. That class you recruit as freshmen to become seniors and juniors. And then really figure out where you are. Entering the match for the Knights after the put away is Nicole Patar, and she misses again wide, having her struggles. Second service error. You look at probably the most successful current coach in the staff. I would say definitely the most successful current coach, and that's men's basketball coach Mark Brown, who's been the NJAC coach of the year 3 times in the last 7 years, and took him 4 years to win the first conference title after he had a chance for his first recruiting class to get to their senior year. And, well, the last 3 years, all they've done is win or get back to the NCAA tournament in 3 consecutive years and get to a pair of conference championship games. Knights will come into this men's basketball season probably as the heavy favorite to win the league this year. I would be very surprised if it's not unanimous in the preseason poll. Heads up, woo! Right into the table. Dug up by a combination of Angelo Romano and old man Ira Thor. As we saved the computer. We didn't do that successfully earlier, and that's why we got knocked off the air for about 10 points. Good use of the block there. Sarah Walsh on the outside, able to tool the block, and Stockton's lead increases now to 13-4. Won the first game 25-10. Nguyen. Vega swings away, dug up by Lauer. Walsh again, a little roll shot. Vega's there. And oh my goodness, a useful spot for Emily Sullivan. We'll see that one again. Sullivan with a disguising back set for a kill. Simply marvelous. Sullivan, smashed by Kohlhoff. Take a look at the replay there. What a perfect spot there from the previous point by Sullivan. Just magic. And an ace for Stockton as they further add to the lead. An ace by Natalie Miller. It is 16-4. NJCU has their hands full with the best team, in my opinion, in the conference, arguably in the region. Take your pick. It's either Ithaca or Stockton. Those are your two best teams in this region, in my opinion. As that drops in for an ace for Lola Vega. I am a member of the Regional Advisory Committee, so I do have one of the, I think, 6 votes on the regional poll. Obviously, that will not begin for a few weeks. Good swing there in the middle. Great set by Sullivan. Sets up Julie Kohlhoff for the winner. So, obviously, we're not going to have official regional rankings for probably 3 weeks, but I've studied the numbers. I have to do so probably every Monday night. And judging what I've seen, you can make a case for Ithaca or Stockton in that #1 spot in the region right now if you were to vote today. 17-6 they lead. Another blast from the outside. This time it's Haley Green, the Springville, Utah product out of Maple Mountain High School. You've never been out to Utah, you've never been to national parks in that part of the country, make it a point of emphasis to get out there. Some of the most beautiful country. By the way, I got another souvenir. Can anybody get a shot of this? I do have it. You want it? I'll give it back. Good camera work there by BJ. Was that JJ? It's JJ up there. Good to see you. Got to protect the equipment, folks. Knights send that one back. They trail 18-7. And I think New Endon was into the net. So she clipped the net. And that is called by the down official. A substitution here. We'll see Iona Alves, freshman out of Mays Landing, New Jersey, for the first time. And back to serve will be the other libero, Sophia Marziello. Good serve there. Off balance was Lopez. And New Endon cannot save it. So that's another ace for Stockton. That is their 7th ace of this match. They have served well. Knights have just won. Probably most impressive of the entire match. Not only is Stockton so far hitting .447, 25 kills, just 4 errors. They have 25 digs. They have just handcuffed this Gothic Knight offense. And a put away this time will slowly stop. That is Chandler. Splits the block between the newcomer Alves and Emily Sullivan. So the 20-8 is your score. The Knights trying to get to that double-figure plateau again. Madeline Lopez, the server. Wicked blast there by Haley Green. Gonna have a substitution. We'll see Katie Ulmer for the first time, another North Jersey product, a sophomore, 5'9", out of Midland Park, New Jersey. And we'll also see for the first time a new setter, Rachel Roll. She's a rookie out of Williamstown, New Jersey, and she will serve. Standing to my left is assistant coach Jamil Epps, one of 3 fine assistants for Stockton. Chandler. That one is kept alive. And at the net. Oh, free ball opportunity. Seikendick says yes. Seikendick. Too easy. However, our team still with a hefty deficit here in game 2. Jump serve here by Nguyen. Seikendick is there. Lopez. And it's going to be a free ball opportunity, but a good, hard line drive sent over by Chandler. Dug up there by Duque on the attempt by Ulmer. And in the middle, first swing of the game for Ionia Owls, and she puts it away. Stockton has played everybody on its roster thus far, with the exception of 2 players. Into serve here will be Christy Lauer. And I'm not sure what they're calling here. Oh, they're calling timeout. Calling timeout. So timeout is called on the floor. 22-9 is the lead for Stockton here in set 2. Stockton looking for their 8th consecutive win. They have dominated this series. They've pretty much dominated every series they play against any team. This is the 53rd meeting between these schools, and Stockton leads 47-5. They've won 11 consecutive meetings since 2008. My director, Angelo Romano, says we're going to look at a replay of the last point for NJCU. On a free ball, Seikendick, that's too easy. Rare mistake, though. Stockton does not make many. So when you get a meatball like that, you capitalize. If not, the margin will be even greater than it is now. And again, no shame in this for NJCU. It's still a young program, only 2 seniors. And Stephanie Duque, who's a lone 4-year player. Diana Trachimovic is a senior, but did not play a lot until her junior year. So a relatively young squad overall. Chandler, Lopez saves it. The Knights will free ball it over. Good back set here. And put away by Walsh. Credit to Rachel Roll, fresh off the bench. That is a great back set as Walsh capitalized. 23-9 is the score, and Christy Lauer, she will serve here for Stockton. And that's into the antenna. So that will be set point here for Stockton. Moments away from a 2-0 lead in this match. Duque from the back row misses long, and Stockton takes game 2, 25-9. They lead tonight's match 2-0. 25-10, 25-9. We will head to game number 3 here on GothicVision. And we welcome you back to Coach Charlie Brown Court here, John J. Moore Athletic and Fitness Center, about set to begin set 3. And as we get into October, we start looking forward to some of our winter sports. And we welcome back, making his GothicVision debut, former 4-time National Coach of the Year, Frank Parisi, back with the NJC women's bowling team, trying to help them go back to their glory days, which included 4 Final Fours, but with a catch, as Frank is no longer the head coach. Rusty Thompson, who was the assistant coach, is no longer the assistant coach. He is now the head coach. You are now the associate head coach, which is another term for assistant coach. Role reversal. What has this been like for you guys so far? First of all, welcome back. What's it like to be back here after 6-7 years away and to be in a new role?
Well, it's good to be back. We're looking forward to it. And, him and I had discussed it about switching titles, but it's pretty much just switching titles. We both have what our specialties are at, and we're going to continue to do that, obviously, and stuff. So that's not going to change, which was our formula for success previously. So, and it's going to be a challenge, obviously, coming back. We basically have to build the program back. We have to build the program back up and get it going. But we have some returning players, some new freshmen that came in, and there's definitely a little talent there, and hopefully, they'll be coachable and they'll develop and listen to the coaches, especially the phenomenal Rusty Thompson, and we'll try to get back to those glory days. So, but it's good to be back and good to be in this great atmosphere again, and looking forward to the upcoming season.
We'll continue the conversation as we begin set number 3. Serving will be Emily Sullivan. Nice back set here to Walsh. And that is another kill for Walsh. Obviously, I don't think anybody expects you guys in year 1 to be anywhere near where you were at the climax of that great run that you guys had, more than 750 career wins. I think you finished with 758 in the race for Stockton there. What's it going to take for you and Rusty in your new roles, but really the same roles, to get back to where we were? And obviously, the sport's very different than it was 6 years ago when you stepped away in your quote-unquote retirement.
Yeah, well, it's very different because there's more teams now, especially more teams in the area. So there's certainly, more choices for local talent to look at. But there's also more opportunities to make the NCAAs with the automatic qualifiers and the conference that we're in and everything. So we're out there recruiting, and we both have a pretty good reputation that hopefully people still remember. I mean, Rusty went into high school coaching, so he's got a pretty good reputation already there. So it's a foundation again that we have to build on.
Nice ace there, another ace for Emily Sullivan, who continues to just demonstrate why she is arguably the best setter in this conference, returning all-league performer. For yourself, what has been the biggest change, other than the number of teams? What's the biggest change from when you stepped away after 2012?
Good question. Well, again, I think it's really a number of teams in respect, like I said, in the area and everything like that, because now the talent is being distributed. You don't have really major powerhouses in this area. We had teams that like a Fairleigh Dickinson, who's still pretty good, but they don't have we don't have the powerhouses anymore because, like I said, the talent is being distributed amongst you have about 8 or 9, maybe even 10 teams in the area that the high school athletes can choose. So the talent's been distributed.
What are you most proud of from your first run? So again, 4 Final Fours, 758 wins. We hosted a national championship, still the only school itself to have done that. It's always been done by conferences or sport commissions. We're the only school that actually did it. What are you most proud of? And that might have been something I didn't just mention.
Well, actually, it's the fact that they were student athletes. I mean, I felt like we excelled everywhere. Obviously we excelled on the lanes and had tremendous success on the lanes, but we had a lot of great students that won a lot of academic awards at this university, and especially, the team won the GPA award for 10 straight years that we had it when we were here. So,
and still to this day, it's been 15 years. They've won it 14 out of the 15.
Yeah, I'm upset that they didn't win it that one year. No.
Women's soccer had a great year that one year. It had like a 3-3 team
great.
GPA.
And I know, excuse me, and I know other programs are stepping up and doing well academically as well, and that's really important because obviously, you want to come to the college and have a great experience and whatever athletic program you have, but ultimately you want to obviously get that degree and move on to whatever profession you want, and if you can excel at it, obviously that makes it that much better. So yeah, I mean the academic part is just as or even more important than the success we had on the lanes.
Speaking of stepping up, great kill by Lola Vega, and then a follow here by Walsh with a well-disguised roll shot onto the 10-foot line. Stockton leading 7-3. They did leave early 5-1, so the Knights are trying to chip away here against a combination of starters and second-teamers for Stockton. You have 3 your former players are in the Hall of Fame, which is incredible for a program that is not even 20 years old. Thoughts on that?
Well, and one of them, if I remember correctly, was only a 2-year starter
Coley
here, right? And I believe she's the first one.
She's the first female to ever get in, only playing 2 years in any sport here.
Right, and it was well deserved, without a doubt, for all 3 of them. And we'll see if anybody else can get in, but they obviously were a very important part of the program and the success we had, on the lanes and making those 7 straight NCAA appearances.
What a save there by Chichimovitz running down that ball. See if the Knights can finish this point, and they do. Duque off the outside of the block. And the Knights now have 4. They trail 8-4. Back to serve will be Lola Vega. Vicky Stratford and Jennifer Viennes are the other 2 Hall of Famers. Stratford, of course, a former National Player of the Year. She would have been National Player in D1 if they had split it up. Instead, they did all 3 divisions separately back then. Jen Viennes was the first Hall of Famer. She also was the first person in NCAA history to ever throw a 300, so apropos. And there's many others that are coming down the pipeline, and I think I'm standing next to a gentleman who himself at one point will be in the Hall of Fame. 4 National Coaches of the Year, 4 Final Four, 758 wins. We don't need to put anything else on that plaque. I think that speaks for itself. Dealt with me.
Well,
Rusty Thompson, by the way, could be the first assistant coach to ever get in for the work that he did.
Yeah. I mean, it was a team effort all the way around, obviously. I mean, I didn't throw one ball, of course, but, we able to get the players here and they bought into the system and they listened and were coachable enough and they knew the success we could have if we all stayed together, and it proved itself.
Service error for Stockton, just their 6th. They had 10 aces in this one. They're still hitting over 450. 31 kills, 4 errors, 47.4% in this match. And it'll get higher as NJCU, Diana Chuchimovitz, was into the net. Substitution here will be Natalie Miller coming back in to serve. Erin Coley, we have asked her to be a member of the 2020 Hall of Fame committee, and she has accepted. So we'll, for the first time ever, have a former bowling student athlete as one of the Hall of Fame representatives on the committee. Of course, there's always a minimum of 2 current members of the Hall of Fame that always serve in that committee to elect the newest members. And Erin was somebody that not only a very good student athlete when she was here, she was a former Thomas M. Garrity Scholar Athlete of the Year. She went to the games. She saw what was going on, and I couldn't think of a more ideal person than Erin that really kind of had the pulse in all of athletics, not just bowling. So that's the first time we've ever had a representative from your sport in that role.
And that's great. And Erin will be a great representative because, like you said, she experienced pretty much everything that we had to offer as being a student athlete at this university.
Another useful spot there by the setter, Emily Sullivan, and then she does a practice free throw jump shot type of a celebration on the court after dumping that onto the line. Timeout, Gothic Knights. Stockton halfway to a set 3 victory, looking for a 3-0 win today. For yourself, what were you doing, during the 6-year break? I know you retired and went into officiating, but what was it behind that decision to step away, and then what you did during that 6 years to stay with the sport?
Well, and that was it. Rusty and I both decided together back in 2013 that it was just time in our lives, that there was other opportunities and other things we needed to do. And, neither one of us stepped away from the sport. Obviously, I went into NCAA officiating for these past 6 years, and he went into coaching in high school. And, of course, he brought a mediocre high school team to a four state sectional champions,
Incredible.
Which is not a surprise, probably going for another one this year. And I wanted to stay in the game itself and stay on the college level, and enjoyed officiating all those years. Was able to officiate at the national championship those 7 years and be the foul line judge at the national championship match. Got a couple of spots on ESPN every once in a while, which was kind of fun. But it was fun doing that too. Staying in it, and now coming back coaching is full circle. It's actually being perfect.
I may have turned the channel when I saw you on ESPN. Maybe. Will not confirm or deny that. Syke and Dick. And what's the call? They're saying wide. No, it's actually kind of funny to see you sitting there on ESPN. Once was in Cleveland, I think, that I saw you. St. Louis, I think, was one of the years, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Cities that we never got to go to. We got to go to Houston and Orlando and Omaha and North Brunswick, New Jersey.
Which was a great tournament, by the way.
That was the best one.
North
We
Brunswick,
hosted
without
it.
question. But and even this past year, it was nice that they always announce the officials for basketball and stuff like that and everything, and they put their names on the screen. Well, they did it this year for bowling too, which was kind of fun, seeing your name on the screen as well. So that was kind of fun.
Wasn't the first time you were on ESPN.
No, not at all.
We had you on as head coach here when we had some features on our players, so just to get your 15 minutes of fame another way.
Yeah. Hopefully now we can go back and as a coach get on there again.
Now, obviously the route has changed. In the past, it was all an 8-team tournament, all at larges. Now you have the automatic bids. That's the biggest difference in the sport of bowling now. And as members of the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference, it's one of the only Division III conference with an automatic bid. So a golden opportunity once we get some of the pieces back on the lanes that can compete to hopefully win that AQ.
Yeah, and now that there's 16 teams that are going to make it, and now with the 16 teams, they're going to actually have 4 go to different sections first, and then the winner of that actually goes to the finals as well. So it's a little bit different format in that respect.
Well, that I didn't hear about. So how's that going to change? Are you going to have a Final Four instead of a...
Yes, that's what's going to happen. And what they're going to do is the NCAA is going to seed the teams, and the top 4 will have 1 in each section. So that way, obviously, you don't have them. And then, but 5 through 12, it's probably going to be more geographic as far as those teams getting placed. But the top 4 will definitely be separated, so that way you don't have any of those in the same, which is the way it should be that way.
Sure. So it'd be almost like super regionals.
Right,
almost.
Exactly.
Well, that's a big change in the sport.
Yeah.
And probably a good change, to be honest. That was a long 3 days when we had 8 teams at the national championship, including qualifying.
Yes. Which they don't do anymore. Now we have the mega matches.
Oh, that was good. They have to have all the fun when we're not there anymore.
Yeah. We definitely
got a good run.
Yeah,
7 straight NCAA tournaments.
And you definitely helped right in the beginning as far as getting it all organized on that end of it. Even until today, they still use some of the things that you implemented way back then. Rick Barbera, who was the head official back then, is still the head official at Nationals now, and he still implements some of the things that you put in place all those years ago.
That's back in 2004. I remember that championship. Houston hosted it, That was the year we had a power outage.
Yes.
Because there was a tornado. We're not making this up, folks. There was a tornado in Houston. All the power went out. They had to keep it on ESPN that night, so they powered the entire bowling center through the TV truck. But, kind of went into that year not knowing what to expect. Had a bunch of ideas for kind of how to format the media side of the championship, and shockingly, they actually listened to me. I don't know what was wrong with them.
Well, it's a good thing they did. And I have to go back to what you were talking about with that power outage. I think, in my personal opinion, I think that helped Nebraska actually win the championship because we pushed them to 7 games in the semifinals on the ESPN set, and then it was a true double elimination at that point. So then they had to beat Central Missouri twice, and
but they got to rest.
They beat them the first time, and then they got to rest, which I think helped them big time. I'm not saying that was definitely the reason, but I'm pretty sure it helped them a lot, and they ended up winning it. But
I think we're on camera. You want to turn and look? Is that us? No. Who is that? Oh, no, it's Justin Beaumont. I couldn't tell who the camera was. I was like, I'm no way near that handsome. That was Justin and Mike Kutcha talking with assistant coach Camilla Davila. We're missing Amber O'Donnell tonight. I was like, there's no way. That was just a way more handsome group than you and I. Do you think we can ever get you back behind the mic for real here for basketball? Well, draw you out of PA retirement?
You never know. You never know. Obviously, our season is the same, but we only obviously have competitions on the weekend. So, we have practice up here during the week. So it's very possible. I don't live close anymore. I don't live that close anymore. So, but every once in a while, you never know.
You're now another shore area product.
Yes.
It's like a third of our staff lives down the shore now, including myself. Now, for those who don't know, for a long stretch, including one of NJC, actually, I think both of NJCU's last 2 NJAC championships, you were on the PA, both 2011 and 2004.
Absolutely, and it was such a pleasure doing. Great atmosphere in this building and on this court, and obviously
maybe that's
both
what
Coach
we need.
Both Coach Browns do a tremendous job with these men's basketball teams, and I know the women's team is improving as well. So it's exciting to be in athletics up here at NJCU now.
Yeah, I mean, you've come back, and by the way, I should mention that we have a new player in the match for the first time. We'll see freshman Noelle Langlish. Langlish is a 5'9" rookie out of East Hampton, New Jersey. But, for yourself, and I'll leave you on this as we're getting late in the match here. Being away for 6 years, obviously new leadership here under our Director of Athletics, Sean Tucker. Completely new administration. And there's nobody left in the administration with the exception of George Deaver from when when you left. I wasn't in administration at that time until now, with Jeff Jordan coming on as Associate AD and Danielle Beam as Associate AD, and now Coach Cole stepping away from volleyball to be our compliance director. So many changes in the last 18 months. But what have you noticed in your short time back that has really felt probably the most welcoming change and the most inviting to you?
I think, and all due respect to the past teams and past administrations, but I just felt like there's more. The atmosphere is way more positive and way more upbeat and way more supportive as far as the athletic programs, and that retreat that we had at the beautiful new business building right off the Hudson River was great. And there's so many more programs here now, so there's so many more opportunities for student athletes in the area and around to come here and excel at whatever sport they like. And so, I mean, it's a great camaraderie that way and a great amount of support that way, too. So the atmosphere is so great here now and so much better that everybody supports each other's programs as well. And it's good to be around. And hopefully it's contagious for every team, that every team wants to improve and get better and perform at the best of their abilities.
Winter sports are about to get even more exciting here. The men's basketball program, always good. Women's basketball is greatly improved under Pat Devaney. Men's and women's wrestling starting next year. Both are expected to be very good pretty quickly as the Stockton bench celebrates the kill by Langish. Everybody on their feet. She's clearly a young player who hasn't seen a ton of time, and their teammates very excited. To sum that up, obviously men's and women's indoor and outdoor track and field and back, and started to build back up to an excellent program. But now with Frank and Rusty back at the helm of the bowling program, That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 winter teams.
Wow.
And which is insane.
I think we only had 7 teams total when I was here before.
We had 12.
All right. No, just kidding.
I'm gonna need like 11 assistants to survive here. But
right.
The winners are gonna be awesome here going forward. We welcome you back.
Thanks. Appreciate it. It's great to be back. Really great to be back.
Maybe we'll get Rusty Thompson to come on mic sometime. Probably
Good luck
not.
with that.
Probably not.
Good luck with that.
Now, Rusty's got a difficult schedule this year, coaching his final year of his high school boys program with St. Joe's Metuchen, and also coaching the college women at the same time.
And you know.
Oh, and he's got a new child at home.
Yeah, that's all. Nothing major. Just a beautiful young daughter and now a handsome, very young son.
Baby boy Thompson at home with Rusty and his wife Christina, herself a former collegiate bowler. And we welcome both Rusty and Frank back to the program. Thanks for joining us here on Gothic Vision. We'll continue to talk to you along the way.
Well, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
So as we're deep here in set number 3, that was Frank Parisi, former 4-time National Coach of the Year, back now out of quote-unquote retirement as the associate head coach of the team. A chance to talk to him in depth, really for the first time. He's up here today as the team's October 1st, the first day of practice. And they are practicing today. We have a new player in the match. Serving will be Layla Durrani. First time we have said, actually, she's not serving. Actually, Stockton got that side out. I was mistaken. But Layla seeing action for the first time on a Gothic Vision broadcast. Stockton 2 points away from the match here. Duque, great pass. And Chandler swinging away. Dug up by Miller. And a roll shot. Chandler's there. Sent over by Nguyen. And missing. Oh, she got the line. What a spot there for Stockton by Katie Ulmer. Stephanie Duque let it go thinking that was going to be out, and it caught the line, and this is match point for the Ospreys. Natalie Miller trying to end it here. Trachimovic swinging away. Blocked back by Trachimovic. Oh, and Chandler, what's the call? It is long, and the match is over. As Stockton defeats NJCU in game number 3, 25-12. They win the match today, 3-0. Your scores were 25-10, 25-9, 25-12 in favor of Richard Stockton. Formerly Richard Stockton. They are now Stockton University, and they are now winners of 8 in a row. They are 15-2 on the year and perfect in the league at 3-0. The loss snaps NJCU's one-match winning streak. They fall to 5-9 and 0-4 in the league. And while that may sound like a rough start, NJCU has played the top 4 teams in the team standings already. They got the tough part of the schedule out of the way with Ramapo, Montclair, Kane, and now Stockton. And the road gets a little easier from here. Next week, next Tuesday, they'll be at William Patterson. They're still winless in the league. And then the next home match will be on Thursday the 17th against Rutgers Newark. That's 16 days from today. And that will be the first of 6 consecutive home matches to close out the year for the Gothic Knights. Final quick numbers for you. And the most impressive thing is the hitting percentage. Stockton hitting .483 tonight. They had 33 kills, just 4 errors, 60 attempts. The Knights had 13 kills, hit .017. And Stockton had 11 aces, 1 for the Knights, 30 digs, just 16 for NJCU. And the Ospreys with 5 blocks. Leading hitters were Walsh with 8 kills, hit .438. And Sullivan, the setter, was awesome. She had 20 assists, 8 kills in 10 attempts. That's a 700 percentage and 2 aces for NJCU. Stephanie Duque led the way with 6 kills on the day. On behalf of our entire crew, on camera, JJ Bertacia and Orlando Alcantara, our statisticians tonight, the incomparable Miles Rudnick, along with Nina Carbonero and Emma Herrick, And our director tonight is Angelo Romano. I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching this broadcast of NJC Women's Volleyball here on GothicVision. Our next broadcast will be a rare NJAC soccer doubleheader. Both teams are actually home on Saturday. Beginning at noon, they will take on Rutgers Camden. Women will play first, followed by the men at 2:30. Come out at 11 a.m. We're going to have a cookout, tailgate style, at the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex. Until we talk to you on Saturday, be well, everybody.